Students, today I am going to deliver a lecture on Aristotle's Poetics. I am Professor Vijay Singh, Department of English, T.S. College, Hisua, Nevada. I also taught English at Postgraduate Department of English and Research Center, Magad University, Bodh Gaya, Bihar, India. I also served the university as PRO. Now let me talk about Aristotle's Poetics. Aristotle was a great Greek philosopher. He was the first literary critic who gave theory and principles of literary criticism. He penned poetics, and Aristotle's Poetics is a milestone in the history of literary criticism. Aristotle was a disciple of Plato. He studied in the academia set up by Plato. Later, Plato wrote a book. The title of this book is Republic. In his book, Plato talked about poetry. He said that poetry is a bundle of light. Poetry is full of imagination. Poetry corrupts people of society. Therefore, there should be no room for the poets in his republic. Aristotle was his disciple. He was a tout under him. So, Aristotle was not in agreement with the views of his teacher, Plato. Aristotle disagreed with Plato that poetry is full of lies. Poetry is a bundle of lies, and poets should be banished from his kingdom. Aristotle states that poetry is an art. He talks about two kinds of art in his famous book Poetics. One is fine art. Fine art includes music, song, painting, etc. The second is useful art. Useful art includes the rest of the arts which we talk about in terms of literary criticism, including medicine, engineering, management, etc. Again, Aristotle in Poetics says that poets are creators. They are not liars. They do not corrupt society. Rather, they reform the society. Therefore, poets are creators. There is imagination in literature. A literary criticism is different from history. He states that history studies only what happened in the past, but it is silent what will happen in the time to come. On the contrary, poetry talks about what is going to be or what ought to be in the time to come. So, poetry is greater than history. Again, Aristotle explains that there are many kinds of poetry. According to Aristotle, there is epics, comedy, tragedy. He avers that tragedy is the finest kind of poetry. Tragedy is greater than comedy and epic. He does not consider comedy as a great form of poetry, but Aristotle considers tragedy as a great literary work. Again, he talks about the elements of tragedy. He explains that a tragedy contains plot, character, thought, diction, song, a spectacle. Plot means arrangement of events in a very beautiful way. It contains the series of events that take place in a tragedy. The second important characteristic of tragedy is character. Character is essential for tragedy. The third important element is thought. A tragedy must have a serious thought, noble thought. The next element is diction. Diction refers to musical quality, poetry. Song is another element of tragedy. And last but not least is a spectacle or scene or setting of a tragedy. Now in a tragedy, we have two things. After witnessing or watching a tragedy, it creates the sense of pity and fear. When a nobleman suffers, we have sympathy for him. But when a wicked man suffers, we have a sense of fear, terror. in ourselves. Again, he talks about three unities: unities of time, unity of place, and unity of action. A tragedy must have unity in three things: all the time of the tragedy must have happened during 24 hours. All the events and episodes in a tragedy must have a location, a place, and above all, a tragedy must have noble action, good action, serious action. Again, he talks about the mimesis. Mimesis refers to imitation. Poetry is imitation. Again, he talks about catharsis. After watching or witnessing a tragedy, audience feel a sense of pity and fear. Thus, these are the things that Aristotle discusses in his famous book, Poetics. Dr. Samuel Johnson says that Aristotle happens to be the father of literary criticism. No other author, no other writer talked about this genre of literature. It was Aristotle who talked about literary criticism for the first time, and he strongly defended poetry. Thank you very much.